What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and tonight, before I start my review on Power, I have a bunch of behind the scenes tea for you guys that will actually help us piece in some of the Easter eggs that were planted in tonight's episode. So we all know that the 50 Cent and Courtney Kemp have been working on a Power sequel. Well, news came out this week that Grammy-winning artist Method Man will be reunited with Mary J. Blige on the Power spinoff. The show is called Power Book 2 Ghosts. Method Man will portray ambitious and savvy attorney Davis McLean in the Courtney Kemp created series, conceived as part of the big overall deal Kemp inked with Lionsgate in late 2018. The character is attracted to the New York City underworld run by Oscar nominee Blige's character, but may find himself entrapped by some secrets from his past. Okay, so hold on to that bit of piece of information. Also, I have some more tea. The story goes, first officially unveiled at the Summer TCA last July, the first of several Power spinoffs is currently in production in New York, with a possible launch penciled in for late this year, with some pretty clear indications that some key cast members of Power itself will show up in Power Book 2. The spinoff is anticipated to follow the events of the sixth and final season of Kemp and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson's executive produced Mother Show. As the question of who shot Omari Hardwick's lead of Ghost bedevils Power itself, the show will reveal all and conclude on February 9th. Okay, so that's a bit of tea right there that we might be getting Power later on this year, and that the show will follow the events that happened in these last 5 episodes. Also, they are supposed to be working on 2 spinoffs. Showrunner and creator Courtney Kemp said one of the spinoffs takes place in the future a little bit. One of them takes place in the past a little bit. According to other hints, Kemp and fellow producer 50 Cent have dropped. The former seems to be running the sequel titled Power Book 2 Ghosts, while the rapper is taking on a prequel show. So they're saying that Courtney Kemp will be doing the sequel and 50 Cent will be doing the prequel show that will be based upon in the 80s with Ghost and Tommy and them being younger. And she will be the head of the sequel show that picks up a few years after this season. Also, according to Variety, 50 Cent called the Power sequel female-oriented, meaning that Tasha St. Patrick may be back for more. The rapper also said on his Instagram that Power Book 2 Ghost starts 48 hours after the finale of Power. So I've been hearing a lot of that the show will be female-driven as far as the sequel, and tonight's episode proved that, but we'll talk more about that as we delve into tonight's episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed that tea. Let me take a little bit of sip of water. All right. So tonight's was Tommy episode. Oh, and by the way, Ghost is dead. Told you the nigga was dead for all you. I don't think he's dead. I think he's alive. He's dead. May he rest in hell. I was wrong, however, about the way that they were going to end Tommy's story. Remember, I told you I thought that he was going to either die or end up in jail. I was wrong. Have no problem admitting I was wrong, child. I'm actually quite happy with the way they ended his story, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. So Tommy is dragging in Benny's body after he stabbed him. He puts on the EMT outfit and puts Benny's body on a stretcher, then calls BG saying he needs help. But remember, BG is dead, but he doesn't know this yet, and he can't find BG. He like, where are you at? I've been calling you. Like, nigga, answer the phone. He then takes the body to the junkyard and has them get rid of it for him. He calls Kate to come get him. She asks why he didn't call LaKeisha. And he tells her LaKeisha is dead and that Ghost killed her for revenge. He goes back to her house for some rest. And then we see one of my favorite actresses of all time and one of my favorite just people on the planet, Debbie Mazar, makes her debut on the show. And she's playing Elisa Marie's Aunt Dolores. she did a wonderful job. And by the way, Benny brought Lisa me over to Aunt Dolores' house while he went to go handle some business, aka Tommy. And Lisa Marie asked, "Well, when was the last time you heard from him?" And the aunt, make up a lie. She was like, "Look, I know the system. Proof of life every hour on the hour. How many hours has this been?" Dolores tells her that he's fine and that she has nothing to worry about as Vincent and his men pull up. So she asks him where Benny is, and he say he don't know. She finds that hard to believe because he and Benny would just got done beefing. So Vincent asks to post 2 of his men at her door for protection as a sign of good faith. And Dolores like, I wonder what my Uncle Carlo, I think Carlo or Carlesi, I can't remember the nigga name, is gonna do to you if my brother doesn't turn up soon. So we know that they got this whole big mob family background that will be featured on the sequel. Mark my word, that family will be a key part of the sequel show. So Tommy tells Kate that New York ain't safe for him no more, and he's feeling Cali because he got a plug out there. Tommy hears on the news that Ghost is gonna be old girl's running mate, and he's pissed like this motherfucker done got over again. So Kate tells him that Ghost will always have his back, and that Ghost hold up. Okay, and then Tommy was like, no, he won't always have my back because he sent Benny to kill me. Kate like, that isn't the Jamie I know. Tommy like, I'm gonna kill Ghost. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. So Lisa Marie places a USB in her computer and hears the audio of Tommy killing the federal agent. Dolores is standing right outside the door and overhears it as well. So she comes into the room, and Lisa Marie tells her that Proctor gave her the USB for insurance, and she recognized the killer's voice as Tommy. Lisa Marie says if my daddy could prove Tommy killed somebody, then he's probably the one that killed him. Dolores says they're going to take the info to Uncle Carlo. And Lisa Marie like, well, can we just prove that it's Tommy's first? But also in that conversation, they had a conversation about, women in the lifestyle having to pretend to be dumb in order to survive and make it, when 9 times out of 10, they're smarter than most of the men. And remember what I just said, that Courtney Kemp, and that 50 Cent said that the Power sequel will be female driven. I think that Debbie Mazar is going to be a part of the show, and Lisa Marie's character, a little bit older, will be a part of the show as well, because they're a part of that lifestyle and that family. And then based on the events that happen in tonight's episode, they will really play an intricate part of the future storyline. And since it's going to be very female driven, so be prepared to see Lisa Marie and Dolores in the future, which I'm very excited about because I love Debbie Mazar. She's one of my favorite actresses and chefs of all time. So they go and meet up with Tariq, and so he's listening to the audio, and he says that he can't recognize the voice and that he doesn't know who Tommy is. He lying his ass off. So he asks, can he take it to his mama so she can listen to it to figure out if she knows who it is? Dolores like, nigga, no. So she was like, how you know to take Lisa Marie to go get some cocoa that night? She see right through Tariq and see that he's full of shit. And she was like, I know that you probably helped Tommy kill my brother. And so she tells him to skedaddle because I ain't trying to hear shit you got to say. And she tells Lisa Marie that Tariq is not your friend. And right there plants an Easter egg for the sequel where Lisa Marie will be beefing with Tariq's character because he helped Tommy kill her father. So that sets up drama for the future. So Tommy calls Tariq and they meet up. He tells him about Lisa Marie having a recording that Proctor probably gave it to her. So Tommy says Ghost promised that Proctor got rid of the laptop. Tariq said, I know where they stay, but who do you think they'll tell next about the goddamn recording? So Tommy asks, where does this little girl stay again? So Tommy goes to Ghost press conference and the Secret Service spot him and they get talking on the walkie-talkies and they start coming towards him, and he's like, okay, so this motherfucker told them to look out for me, and if they see me, to put my ass the fuck out. So he really thinking that Ghostin turned on him at this point. So he leave, and as he's leaving out, he runs into fake ass Angela, and he say, Puerto Ricans in pantsuits, I can't seem to get rid of you. That shit was funny. So she hands him LaKeisha's personal effects and says that they still don't have a suspect. She asks that he agreed to say Ghost was involved in LaKeisha's murder and she'll get him off for killing Pancho. He like, Pancho, who? I don't know what the fuck you talking about. So he played dumb. And then he gets in the car and he calls BG and leaves a message saying that he knows that he was the one that snitched snitched on him since he can't get him on the phone. So he looked through LaKeisha's effects and spots Tasha's earring. It's the same earring that the redhead girl stole from her years ago. So he goes over there and he shows her the earring and says that she left it at his house. And she was like, I ain't never been to your house. Like, I don't know what you talking about. What you talking about, Willis? So he pulled out his gun on her and asked, did you do it alone? And Tasha was like, I had no choice. I need to show you something. He like, bitch, don't move. So she tell him to look underneath, yes, something or other, and take the paper. So he picked up the paper and she tells him LaKeisha was going to turn informant. He doesn't believe her. He thinks she's lying. So Tasha's like, she told me she was going to turn as an informant to protect Cash. Tommy says, you went over there to shut her up. You made me think Ghost did it. Tasha's like, you act like you ain't see them damn bags. Tommy said, you still the one that pulled the trigger. He holds the gun on her. And Tasha like, look, if I got to go down like this, at least it's you. Just take her ass and reap. So she turned around, she crying and shit, but she was handling herself like a G. And he stand there and he think about it and he take the gun down and he leave. And I told y'all in last week's episode that all this was going to happen. Episode, he's going to find out that Tasha was the one that killed LaKeisha. There's going to be some type of showdown, and either she gonna kill Tommy, Tariq gonna kill Tommy. I was wrong about that part, but I told you the other part was gonna happen on tonight's episode. So anyway, he ended up leaving, and thank God he didn't kill Tasha, because I would have cried and I would have stopped watching at that point. So, but he knew deep down in his heart that Tasha always had his back and that LaKeisha wasn't ride or die like that. He was just trying to make himself believe that because he liked her and he loved her and he wanted to have a healthy relationship or whatever the fuck. He wanted the fairy tale. So Elisa Marie gives Dolores a copy of the recording, but she still has the original in her necklace. So Dolores goes to her uncle so she can let him hear the recording and leaves Elisa Marie at home along with the goons. But Elisa Marie like, bitch, I'm scared. Don't leave me. But I'm Dolores like, girl, you're going to be all right. We got these two niggas outside watching you. So Tommy meets with Ghost and tells him he knows he didn't kill LaKeisha. He was like, duh, motherfucker, I told you I didn't. So he then brings up Proctor still having the recording. Ghost is like, he told me he got rid of it. And he was like, but regardless, I'm moving on to bigger and better things. And Tommy like, you gonna help me get this motherfucking recording back. And Ghost say, you need me. I don't need you, girlfriend. So Tommy pulls out his gun on Ghost. And Tommy say, so you get everything and I get nothing. And Ghost say, that's your fault, bitch. And so then the shootout begins. Somebody starts shooting at him. And Tommy thinks that it's the Italians. So him and Ghost shooting and shit. Tommy goes into the warehouse and kills one of the goons who was Cedric's entertainer, by the way. I'm like, why did they allow Cedric to come be one of the goons, bitch? Like, what in the fuck? So he realizes it's not the Italians after him. He hops in the whip and pulls off, leaving Ghost by his damn self. He then goes to Dolores' house, kills both of Vincent's men. One of them had already sent word, though, for backup. And I'm like, okay, so this nigga just MacGyver. So Tommy breaks into the house. He finds Elisa Marie. He tells her he just needs the laptop and he'll be on his way. She gives it to him and then he kidnaps her ass because he can't trust her. So Tommy pulls over the car and tells her that she was talkative when she talked to Tariq early and she needs to be giving up some tea. So she was like, wait, you know Tariq? And he was like, duh, how the fuck you think I found you? Once again, setting up future beef between her and Tariq. So he asks her, is there any other copies? And she tells him or I just thought of something. They might not beef. They might become allies and work with each other because they both are part of their life. So you never know. So he asks her, is there any other copies? And she tells him her aunt has one and that she's giving it to her uncle who's a mob boss. So Tommy recognizes her uncle's name and is amped about this. So back at his crib, he has Kate come over and watch her. So back at Dolores' house, she's freaking out because Elisa Marie is gone and her uncle and Vincent and all their goons and shit is there. Tommy calls and says that he needs the recording. Little do they know the whole time he's setting up the drop off, the switch up, that he's sitting down the street watching them. Now, I find that part a little bit hard to believe because a man of the uncle's mean would have had that whole block secured. Anybody coming in and out, they would have had eyes on them. So that they dropped the ball right there with that part. So Vincent tells the uncle that he knows that it's Tommy. The uncle say, this is your fault because you let Teresi and his bastard son get too close. You have to deliver Tommy to me now, motherfucker. So Kate is playing and Elisa Marie, her and shit, talking, running that off out the goddamn mouth about Tommy and Jamie. Elisa Marie says, Does St. Patrick have a nickname? Does anyone call him Ghost? As Tommy walked in, he's like, Mom, didn't I tell you to shut the fuck up? And so there's a knock on the door. So he makes Lisa Marie and the mama go into the back. And we see that it's Pies. And she's saying that she need him to kill Jamie. And Tommy like, you need me to kill Ghost? I mean, Jamie. So Lisa Marie, like, bingo, ding, 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 ding. She got the tea that she needed. So Tommy tells Lisa Marie, come on, and they leave. So Lisa Marie spots the ring he bought for LaKeisha in the car. And she asks who Cash was and was he going to ask his mom to marry him. And she tells him, you know, her mom is dead. She can talk about a ring of her mama's that she wanted. And they bond over their mamas being junkies. So when they pull up to the meetup spot, she asks that he kill her dad. And Tommy won't tell her the truth. Lisa Marie like, I'm a witness. And my dad always said no witnesses. So I know you're going to kill me. Like, what's the tea, nigga? So he still won't tell her the truth. And she tells him she knows her dad killed his mom, but that he did it to protect her. And we see that Lisa Marie is way smarter than what we thought she was. Like, she figured all this shit out in one episode. She figured out shit these grown motherfuckers couldn't think of. So Lisa Marie gonna be a problem in this sequel, I'm telling you. So Tommy gets a call from Big Lips telling him that BG is dead and that Dre killed him. So Tommy hangs up and says Dre is still alive, so he can't let him live, and he was wrong about Ghost, so he needs to go help him. So he speeds off and tells Lisa Marie to tell her aunt he didn't touch her. Now this motherfucker drops Lisa Marie off at the door. Really, writers? Really not. The rest of the episode, y'all was doing okay. Y'all was doing good. I was proud of you. The writing was good. The transitions was a bit okay. There's a lot of back and forth, around and around the circle. But really, this nigga was able to drop Lisa Marie off at the door. Nobody standing outside, no goons, no security, nobody with guns. He just able to walk up to the house. I mean, drive up to the front door, up to the curb, and drop her off, and she get to run in the house. Okay, y'all dropped the ball with that dumb shit. So Tommy meets with Tariq, who's dressed in a suit and shit. And Tommy asks him, has he seen Dre? And he was like, yeah, you know, he trying to get some money from my daddy so he can dip. So Tommy tells him that he was wrong about everything he accused Ghost of doing. Tariq was like, you know, I know you couldn't do this shit. Like, I knew you went down for the cause. You always go back on your word when it comes to that nigga. So Tommy like, you don't know. This is a key piece of dialogue. Tommy says to Tariq, you don't know the whole truth about Ghost, just like I didn't know the whole truth about Teresi. Wasn't till after I killed him that I learned the truth is more complicated than I thought. Because now I got to live with that shit every day. And as a writer, that is dropping an Easter egg that Tariq will be involved in the murder of Ghost at the end of this series, but I'll delve more into that at the end of this review on my thoughts on who shot and killed Ghost. But that is a key piece of dialogue that we'll talk about in a minute. So Tommy asks Tariq to come with him and help him set up a trap for Dre and save Ghost. Tariq like, if Dre want to kill Ghost, I ain't getting in the way of that. So Tommy is driving and gets off. And mind you, Tommy was like, come help me, you know, so we can patch this shit up. All of us stop going at each other. We could be a family again. And Tariq decides not to do that. He don't want to be a family. He's gone on and doing whatever he's going to do is fuck Ghost's wife. Remember that. So Tariq so Tommy is driving. He gets backed in by Vincent and his men. So he rammed his car into Vincent's car. A shootout begins. Tommy, of course, dodges every bullet because he is goddamn me. Captain America and some shit. I was like, really, this nigga don't get shot once? Okay, y'all drop the ball again. So it's a shootout and shit. Tommy killed everyone, but then Vincent is able to creep up behind him and hold him at gunpoint. Vincent like, you're always trusting the wrong people, including Tariq. Tommy said, Tariq ain't got nothing to do with this. And Vincent said, how you think I found you? Another bit of dialogue that you need to pay attention to. Tommy then ended up beating the shit out of Vincent. He beat him to death. I mean, he beat the sleeves off that nigga. So as he's walking the Truth, he sees Dre at the stoplight. He goes inside Truth and finds Ghost shot in the chest, laying on the floor. So Tommy is holding Ghost by the head, and as they're talking, he sees the killer. But of course, they don't show us who the killer is. And he's about to shoot the person, and he was like, what? Like, what? Like, it's you? And Ghost said, let it go. For all you people that think that he said, let her go, that is not what he said. He said, let it go. Put on your subtitles. He said, let it go, not let her go, people. He said, let it go, let it go. So once again, it further makes me believe I know who killed him. So, Tommy then let the person walk away. Ghost then dies in Tommy's hands. Tommy's like, don't die, don't die. It didn't really make me emotional to see Ghost die, because I hate him and I hate his character. And it just wasn't sad for me. Like, I felt nothing, like absolutely nothing. And you would think that after 6 seasons, like, you would feel something, some type of something, but I felt nothing. And I'm sorry to say that is to the detriment of the writing of the last 3 seasons. It was just trash, and I felt nothing for this character, like absolutely nothing. So the sirens are nearing, and Tommy is like, yeah, I got the dip. So he leaves. So that morning, he goes to Kay's house. She's already heard that Ghost is dead, and she blamed him. She says that Tommy like, I didn't do it. The mama don't believe him and says he's jealous of he's jealous of Ghost. He always wanted to be him. He could never measure up to him, and that he's nothing without Ghost. And he was like, you know what? I'm good on my own. Like, I don't need him. And she was like, you're not the son that I raised. And she tell him that Ghost left her some money, so she don't need him no motherfucking more. And she hands him an envelope from Ghost, but we don't see him open it up, which further makes me believe that Tommy will be a part of the sequel, and we'll get to see what, in fact, Ghost left him. I don't know if one of the things he left him was his car, because after that we see Tommy go and get his car. So I don't know if that was one of the things that Ghost left him. I don't know. But Tommy then cleans out his place, and like we saw him go get his old school. So Big Lips call and tell him that Spank was the one who told the feds he killed Pancho and is out on bail. Big Lips tells him he took care of Dre too. So he was like, all right, thanks for looking out. You stay up. So I think in the future, Big Lips gonna end up somehow getting out of jail and end up working with Tommy and being Tommy's right-hand man, because they're both the same. They're very loyal, and they down for that street shit. So Tommy rolls up on Finding Nemo as he walking, and Finding Nemo tells him he can't trust Big Lips and this, and that. And Tommy, he was like, I'm starting over. I'm about to get my shit popping. He was like, oh yeah, where? And Tommy was like, I'm starting a new organization, new place. But if I tell you I got to kill you, California. Then he shoot that nigga dead in the eye, and Finding Nemo is dead. What y'all bringing to the funeral? I'm bringing some motherfucking Capri Suns. So Tommy then goes to Lisa Marie's house. Once again, this nigga is able to pull up on Lisa Marie's house. Where is Aunt Dolores? Where is Uncle Carlicio or Carlo or wherever? Where is the goons? She just able to walk outside and just talk to people, and he able to step on this doorstep and nobody's around. Okay, once again, y'all full of shit with this writing. Y'all dropped the ball again with this point, at this part. So she come outside, and he was like, nothing was on that laptop, and she gives him the USB, and Elisa Marie says, I know you killed my father. And then Tommy steps on the USB and crushes it. And then they go as far as to steal the dialogue from goddamn me Kill Bill, when old girl character tells Vivica Fox's daughter that, if you're feeling some type of way, come at me when you get older. So Tommy says, whether I did it or not, it don't matter. But if you want to come and see me about it one day, I'll understand. I'm like, y'all couldn't have came up with something more original. Like, why would y'all take one of the most iconic lines from a movie and put it on the show? Like, come on, y'all. Really drop the ball again. So then Lisa Marie then gives him the original, and he chews it and leaves. And then we see him riding off into the sunset, listening to Regulator by Nate Dogg. And I'm like, so Lisa Marie feels absolutely no type of way about the fact that he killed her daddy? Really, writers? Okay, now y'all just wrap that up a little bit too perfect. It's unbelievable, unrealistic with that part. The rest of the episode I dug with Tommy, because I think we just all around like Tommy's character. I think that they were the most consistent with his character throughout the series. They did the best writing and the best character development with him. They dropped the ball 100% with the character development of Ghost. But overall, I really like Tommy's episode. I will say, as far as who I think killed Ghost, I still think that the person that killed Ghost is somehow going to tie into this whole Breeze situation. I still have not forgot Tasha's love interest from the first 10 episodes, those 2 episodes that he was on. And then I believe that he said that he would be on one of the last 5 episodes. I still think that he's going to play a part somehow in Guns dying. I still don't believe that Ramona killed Ghost, I don't know why y'all so stuck on this Ramona shit. She is not the damn killer. What I really think is going to happen, if you paid attention to the dialogue that Tommy said to Tariq about, you never know your father's background and this, and that. And then also when Tommy said to Tariq, about them being a family again, let's just start over. And he was like, fuck that, if you want to help him by yourself. What I think is going to, and then also on last week's episode with Paz, when Tasha told Paz that Tommy was the one that killed Angela. All of those things were done for a reason. This is what I think is going to happen. I think that Tasha is the one that kills him, but I think Tariq is there while it happens. I think both of them are standing there, and he looks up and sees them both. They're both going to be in that moment. It's just not going to be one of them. I think it's going to be Tasha and Tariq. And I think that in the sequel, he will learn about his father's past, how he was raised, the relationship he had with his father, who was an alcoholic, and all the hardships that he had to go through that made him be the man that he ended up becoming. And he'll learn how his father became so hardened and fucked up. And he will have to live with the burden of knowing that he stood by and watched his father die or either killed his father. And then I think for Tasha's character, I think that she was probably the one that pulled the trigger because I think that she was the one that pulled the trigger because of everything that he put her throughout the years and how many L's her character took throughout this series. And I always paid attention to a tweet that Courtney Kemp put out. I think it was like season 2. And this is when I was really into the show, when she said that she would never let Tasha's character go out like bad. Like she will end up winning in the end. So I think her killing Ghost will be that triumphant moment for her character that she has held off for so long. And I think that's the reason why her character told Paz that Tommy was the one that killed Angela, because now they're on different sides of the fence. It'll be her and Tariq against Tommy in the future. And she told Paz that he killed Angela for some type of insurance on her safety, some type of way. But I do think it'll be Tasha and Tariq against Tommy in the sequel. They won't be family anymore, and there'll be a line drawn into the sand. But I think that they'll both be in that room when Ghost is killed. It won't just be one of them. It will be both of them. And I still think that Breeze will be tied into this some kind of way. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Power and who shot Ghost. I'm actually excited about this sequel. I hope and pray that Mary J. Blige is able to bring it with the acting, because it can be hit or miss with sis with all that blinking and shit that she be doing. So I hope that she's able to emote the emotions and the aggressiveness that needs to be made with her being a female drug dealer of a big ass organization. I hope the writing is better. I hope they take their fucking time with it. I'm not really excited about the prequel. I'm really not excited about the idea of them doing a prequel and a sequel. I just think that it's overkill. It's too much. Like, come up with a different idea, a different show, do one or the other. But I'm excited about the sequel more so, with new storylines, new allegiances, new enemies and all that stuff. So I'm excited. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. Let's talk. Make sure to thumbs up this video. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, what the fuck are you waiting for? Just tell me. It's a brand new year. Like, just hit the fucking button already. And hit that notification bell button and click all so you can know when all of my videos drop. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.